Welcome to another episode of the CarryTrainer Higher Line podcast. Hey guys, welcome to a very special episode of the Higher Line podcast. I got my sister. I didn't know how I would behave doing this if I could keep a straight face. It's my much older but better looking sister, Karen.
Thank you very much.
And I thought we would run an episode today about her life, her journey, her trajectory through the stars. It's a pretty good story. We don't have to go into like every little dirty detail,
right?
Like Chunk from Goonies. And then remember that? And then I pretended
And then that one time when I was at the mall.
Yeah. And then everybody started puking. So welcome.
Thanks for having me over.
Yeah, you guys maybe have seen, if you've followed our stuff from time to time, I'll share some of her stuff. Karen is a musician, a professional musician. So you've done everything from play on stage with thousands of people in an audience to like, didn't you do like a beer commercial or something?
Yeah.
Like Miller
Beer,
Lite or something?
Yogurt, sandwiches.
If you can't take a poop, eat a yogurt.
Exactly. Got no shame. I just want to sing, you know? Yeah. That, Silver Mine Subs. There was a radio ad I was singing on for that.
Silver Mine Subs?
Silver Mine Subs, yeah.
I like it. So, I don't think I've had any family do this discussion for a lot of reasons.
Understandable.
I'm just kidding. The theme of this, I got something in my eye. The theme of this, and you've listened to, I think, some of this before, is like we just talk about how we got where we were and where we're going, and so go. I'm just kidding.
Like, where should I start?
So, like, one thing that some people that
started.
listen to this will have a recollection of or some understanding of is I've talked about our friend Beth. And we don't need to go deeply into that, but that's kind of what started your musical path.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I actually was telling someone at my gig last night, sometimes people ask me, how did you get started? Of course, I mean, our family of 11 kids, we were all musical, other than our sister who's really good at accounting. But, I mean, I think the first time I wrote a song was when I was 8 years old, but the shyness that I experienced was so painful that I literally couldn't even get through a song without my voice doing that, like, awkward quiver. And I remember one time being in front of the school at a manual, and the paper I was holding with lyrics were shaking so badly with my hands that the microphone was picking up the shaking, and I was mortified.
Then it made you heard it and it made it worse.
It made it worse because I'm like, everybody hears this paper is like whoosh, 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 whoosh. Sounded like a tidal wave.
So, for those people listening that don't know us personally, our father was a minister of the gospel, and we were basically whored out to various church and TV ministries.
Right, yeah. I did love being on the TV show.
Yeah, we were on a television show called Lift Jesus Higher as children. You and Laura made it on a couple of the album covers. I don't think I ever did.
No,
just
you weren't
the
there
TV.
for the
I didn't make
covers.
it to the album covers.
That was a good time.
What are those called if people ever found one they could see it?
I think it was called Lift Jesus Higher.
Yeah, some like corny, like a Dodge, like jumbo bus from like 1980, and there's a bunch of kids lined up on the roof. And
but the TV set was like a barnyard scene, which I kind of feel like maybe that's why I like wearing cowboy boots and dresses so much.
Yeah,
because of Auntie Cheryl.
I remember it sucking hot
it.
lights.
Yeah.
And well, what I didn't like is it was like I had to sit there and we had to keep doing stuff over and over, and then it was like, you guys want some cheap pizza and Kool-Aid, and then we're gonna bring you back out here to do circus tricks.
I never drank the Kool-Aid.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I brought that up though because that there was always music at for church.
Right.
We had record player at home, of course, and we'd jam out to that. I remember, like. I remember vividly we had a cable for a short while when we lived in Crystal Lake.
Very short while.
And Laura introduced me to Whitney Houston on
I Want to Dance with
MTV.
Somebody.
That was the song. That was the song. I Want to Dance with Somebody. And I was like...
I'm not going to lie. I played that for my kids the other day. I was like, you guys be quiet. I don't even care right now.
Shut
I got
up.
no shame.
Yeah.
You have to sing. They're like, you are weird. I don't even care.
That's a great song.
But like I was saying last night, being at my gig, somebody asked me, how did you get started? I was talking about being shy. So after our friend Beth, she died tragically. She was murdered. And that changed me in so many ways. And what I did with that was I had a guitar that Dad gave me for my birthday probably a year before that. And as soon as she died, that was what I went to. And that was just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of writing and playing.
There's that
writing
old
and
Takamine.
playing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Actually, before that, you picked up my Ibanez electric guitar
Yep.
and strummed on that thing
Yeah.
for a long time with no amp. Just
Yeah, which was, I mean, I guess I tell people sometimes if you're first starting guitar, to play an electric guitar is so much easier on
Yeah, it
your
doesn't hurt
fingers.
your fingers.
Doesn't hurt your fingers as much. But I definitely, sometimes if I bring up Beth, people will say, polite things. I'm so sorry, or that's terrible.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, I realize, not that it matters what I think, but I like to believe it was her time to go. And her death brought so many other things to other people, like it did to me. I can't imagine how her mother or her family must feel about that, but
no.
to me it was something that I took and let it propel me with my music. And after that, I didn't have that shyness that I had before. I think it was
you just decided.
it's like, well, we might die tomorrow. I think that really gave me a sense of my own mortality. She was only 16 years old.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I better get busy, because if I just keep holding back and I keep just waiting, I would wait when I was younger for somebody else to do it for me, like book gigs for me, or I want a band, I just want to sing, I don't want to do this. You don't want, I didn't want to do the work because it's hard
Yeah.
doing the work.
Yeah.
It can suck, right?
Sure.
But then getting past that point after she died, it's like, well, okay, so we don't know how much time we have. I could wait around for a band, I could wait around for somebody to book gigs, or I could go be really uncomfortable and just go do it myself. So
Yeah.
I chose discomfort. Pretty good.
It's been a long road for you. It's been
It has been a long
20,
road.
20 years of you gigging and
Yeah.
various bands and
Oh,
different
yeah.
studio stuff. And
Probably more than 20 years.
well, I'm saying 20ish,
Yeah.
20ish years.
For sure. Like being in different bands, being in bands with boyfriends, being in a band with a husband, and being solo, and so many different opportunities. I had somebody, which is so interesting because I was so shy and because I didn't want to call people and confront them and do you need music, or can we talk about playing? And now the funny thing is that I'm having people reach out to me to ask, how do you book music? And I'm like, that's really funny. I guess
People like somebody saw you in a crowd and they strum guitars and sing, and they're like, how do I make that happen for myself?
that,
Yeah.
but also people that I knew in California, other musicians,
Okay.
like other musicians who are already doing it in some ways, but don't like, how do I book a gig? But
I remember you and I having lots of discussions about that over the years.
yeah.
Just go ask.
Yeah, because you have to just be totally vulnerable
Yeah.
and be willing to be rejected.
That's got to be hard as an artist, where like somebody's selling a widget or a car or real estate or something. It's not your car. It's not your real estate
Right?
property. But when it's your art, like,
Right.
oh, you don't like my
Right? Like, is it
painting?
my hair?
Yeah.
Is it my
yeah,
hair?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so true. It's just completely vulnerable.
You suck.
I know. And sometimes I can see sometimes when I'm playing and I can like look at people and maybe I'm just overthinking a little bit too much, or I'm getting in my head or something. And I can physically see people, I can read lips. I'm deaf, kind of, like you are a little bit. I've lost frequencies, but I can read people's lips, and sometimes I can be like, oh, she's blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
It
and then
sucks. Let's get
and
out of
I
here,
know,
Paul.
and I'm like, oh my God, what are they? And usually, and then I might be all paranoid, and then later they're like, oh my God, we were talking about how amazing you are, and I was
Yeah.
like, do you like me? Okay. But I know it can't
There's
be
a-
that bad because people hire me, so I'm like, well.
There's an amazing interview with John Mayer, and I'm not a huge John Mayer fan. Not that I don't like him, but it's not like I don't love John Mayer. Great guitarist, great
Yeah.
musician. But he is like, he calls himself a recovering ego. I don't remember the
Like
exact...
egomaniac?
Yeah, I don't remember the term he used, but he was very prolific with Twitter, and he like lived for the good feelings. And he said, like, I could have 1 million people say you're great, and one person would be like, you suck, John. In 4 days, he'd be in a hole, like sucking his thumb on the couch.
It's hard.
And then and finally he to get over it. There's a great, if you just Google John Mayer and like ego discussion, he talks about that, where he finally just is like, screw it, like, he's probably like our age when he sorted it out and just kind of...
Oh, I saw that. I remember, because he's
sent
like,
it to you.
yeah, because I'm just remembering how he said, he's like, I changed my outfit like 4 times before I came here.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm totally insecure.
He had like a t-shirt and jeans on.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, should I go like with a tie or what,
Mm-hmm.
I totally get that.
And that's part of that journey, is that you got to the point where you said like, well, I want to go do this.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, I have to like let these people pick me apart a little bit.
Yeah. And then just do it anyway, even if it feels uncomfortable.
I was telling you when you got here, I was at a restaurant last week. I took a picture, Drew. I'll send it to you so we can put it in. It's usually not a good thing to see your sister's name on the wall of a museum. You know how now they got in the bathrooms, like in a restaurant or bar, they've got the advertisements, like Bob's Flooring.
Sounded bad.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. I'm in the bathroom. I started laughing. Where's my phone? I'm in the bathroom, and I was like, like my sister's on the wall here. And you just moved back here from Northern California, so you haven't been playing in this area for a while. You used to be all over.
So I
this
gotta
area.
get myself posted in the bathrooms, man.
Yeah, it
I
just
gotta,
made me laugh,
gotta start
like-
somewhere.
There you go.
That's awesome.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, look. Oh man, you know what the damn thing is.
Oh yeah.
That's your poster. You guys you probably can't see that, but Drew will edit it in there with this magicalness. See it, Drew?
Awesome.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. So nowadays, you pretty much just do your own thing. You show up with a guitar.
Yep.
Sharon and
Yep.
I, when we were out in Northern California a couple years ago, that was a pretty magical spot. Was that
Russian River Vineyards.
Vineyard? Yeah, they've got that beautiful restaurant out
Love that
in
place.
the redwoods.
So magical.
Yeah, you were out there playing. So how do you get gigs? I don't mean like the nuts and bolts of like, well, I pick up the phone.
But you mean
How many
just,
times do people say no, or we don't need anybody right now?
Honestly, it's getting pretty good where I feel like a lot more people are saying yes.
Yeah.
I think that what usually happens is that if they don't like me or if they are not interested, they just don't respond.
Mm.
And then I just keep trying with other people.
I remember a discussion that we had, and I think part of maybe what the change is, and this is just my 2 cents, you might disagree, is that your attitude about it. Perhaps it used to be like,
Yeah. 100%.
like I remember talking
Yeah.
like how do I know what to charge people?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what are you worth? How much do you want to make in an hour or 2 or 3 or 4? And do you got to charge money to get there and get home? And,
Right.
Yeah, remember those discussions?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like a self-value, self-worth kind of a thing.
For sure. And the interesting thing was when I was still in California, I had a thing going there, and I had momentum going, and I had reoccurring gigs where I played a lot of the same places. And I was really scared to come back here and start all over again, not knowing what it would be like. And then the funny thing is, I'm way busier here. And so
I remember talking about that with you. Yeah, before you came back, you were like, I've got such a good thing going, and
Yeah.
now you're busier here.
And now I'm busier here, which I didn't expect at all. I think sometimes if you just move away from what's not working, what you need to get rid of in your life, things just kind of...
So just taking the step of, I don't know what's coming, but I know this ain't working.
I know, like if you just say no to what's not working, then...
Something's got to fill the void.
Yeah.
Which, you didn't just show up here and like just sit around though.
No,
You started...
I didn't.
Yeah.
Like literally well, we got here on Christmas Eve, and so December 26th, I started calling, emailing, and people will ask me, well, what do? Do you call? Do you email? Do you go there? It's like, do all those.
Yeah. Yes.
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 All those.
How do you do it? Yes.
Yes. Because one guy, it was really cool. I was playing at Heart Saloon the other day, and this is awesome when this happens. Just a guy who was watching me at the bar took videos and sent it to a venue owner in Lake Geneva and said, you gotta check this girl out. So when I got home, I just looked up the guy's information and sent him an email, and then he's like, actually, this guy at the bar sent me your videos, so let's get you here right away. And so now I'm playing there
Put
next
yourself
week.
out there and
Yeah.
it happens.
And like not being insecure, like, oh, I don't want to be annoying because he said he was gonna call me, or I know he already did this, but it's just like call, email, call, blah blah blah.
There's something to actually having a good product though. Like you could suck and you could have all the hard work in the world
Yeah,
and
that's
people,
true.
and that's just a shit sandwich. Like, well, you just suck.
You just gotta keep trying,
Right.
Or keep practicing.
Yeah, like you have to have a good product. Like what we do, if we weren't good at what we did, people wouldn't come to classes very long because people would say,
That's a good point.
it sucked. I'm not going to go
Right.
there. And they, like that guy taking, if he didn't enjoy your music, he wouldn't, nobody says, hey, that sucks. Let me record it. You know? Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Which
true.
is a hard lesson for some people. Not, what was the line from Caddyshack? The world needs ditch diggers too, you know? Like not
I
everybody
know.
gets to be a rock star. Not everybody gets to be CarryTrainer. That was a joke.
That's true though.
That was a joke.
No, but it's so true. I don't know. Like I think back on like my set list that I had in my
That was
20s.
a joke. Sounded really douchey.
Like delete, 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 cancel, cancel, cancel. You edit that shit out. In my 20s, I think my set list consisted more. Maybe there was more sad songs. You know,
You did used to have a lot of sad songs.
I had a lot more
You
sad
did.
songs, and
Our father
I
used to say to you, like, you play dirges.
dirges.
Funeral songs.
Oh well, you know, and I got no shame. I'm happy to play funerals, pet
Well,
funerals.
you were kind of in a, I don't want to say a dark space, but you had a,
It was a dark
it
space.
was you were colored by the events of our life.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
true.
Which is normal. That's what happens
Yeah,
to us.
it's true. And now I feel like there's so many options. I know these sad songs, but it depends on, I think a part of it as well is what I was telling a fellow musician in California. It's not that I'm not true to myself, but it helps to be a chameleon to say, yes, I can sing songs for 4-year-olds at your daycare. I love doing that, and I really do love it, but that doesn't mean I'm only going to do songs for 4-year-olds. I also want to know like all the classics from
Yeah.
the 20s and
You dropped
30s.
your
And
pick, by the way, just so
oh,
you
I
know.
got a little bit crazy.
When I saw Matt, the cook, up at DC Cobb's McHenry the other day, he said, man, your sister was up here. It was so cool because I asked her if she knew a song, and she learned it the next time I saw her.
Man, and I'm so glad. I love it when that happens because a lot of times I would never think of a song.
And you like the song.
And it's so great. It actually, I was tearing up
What
when
was
I was
the song?
singing it. It's Cover Me Up by Jason Isbell.
Hmm.
Yeah, really good. Like, the guy's got an amazing voice. It's a good story. The song's a cool story.
What is the story?
Well, I think the guy was a drug addict. And it was about him and his woman and how he got sober and they're
Heavy.
still together. And she played fiddle with him at the show. So it was pretty beautiful.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So again, open. It's like, I talk about this with dudes, like in the context of social media. It's annoying to me that people want to ask me questions. Well, you're providing a value. So a listener, a customer, I don't know, what do you call people in your business? Fan?
I always get weird about that.
Yeah, like what do you say?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I guess it depends on the person. Like with
Audience
Matt.
member?
Yeah, audience member.
Okay.
Yeah.
Parishioner, church affair. I mean,
Clientele.
like if you were like, not in my set list, you know, you're not picking the songs, he'd probably be like, oh, geez.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Like I met, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to be mean, but I met like one of my legends as a young man, blues guy. He's like the greatest blues man that ever lived and still alive. Sharon and I met him in an airport, and I introduced myself because he was being grumpy. He's in his 80s, and he was the biggest jag-off. And I was just like, I literally
You're dead to
own
me.
every one of your records, albums, cassette tapes. And I asked him to get a picture, and he's like, I'll take a picture with your wife. That's what he told me. I was just like,
So did you let him take a picture with your...
no, I stood next to him and just popped one real
You
quick.
did? Good. I
But
don't
people
know.
like that though, like, and he was an old man. He had a long flight. You know, you gotta take into account. He's probably annoyed with that, but my point was, somebody asked, you gotta.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would be so grateful to get to a place where somebody would want to do that.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I mean, it's easy for me to say that now because I'm not in that place. Like, people don't want pictures of me in the airport yet.
Sure.
But
Yet.
But you never know what's possible. I don't
We've
know.
talked about that a bunch. You used to want that, and then it's like,
I know, it's funny.
Yeah.
And now, like, it's the irony is that I was so freaking shy. Like, I would hide behind our sister Laura, the accountant.
I remember.
Yeah. I would have her talk for me, and I would always wish, like, God, I wish I could know how to make friends with people like she did. But at the same time, I really wanted to be famous. And now, like, that's the farthest thing from my head. I just want to be able to sing songs and...
It's kind of interesting when we talk about, like, what our goals really are. It's like, okay, I want to be famous. Is it because being famous will mean that I'll make plenty of money? Or, like, I will be recognized for being a great artiste? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
is the fame,
totally,
like, the measurement of some success? But then you, like you said, I don't need that.
No. Like, last night, when I played at the Roadhouse in Fox Lake, there was a guy who I met at DC Cobbs who came out, and I saw him cry, like, when I was singing the song. And, like, to see...
What was the song, man? Jason Isabel's song? Isabel?
I don't remember because it was when I was at DC Cobbs.
Oh.
Like, I don't remember what song it was. But when he came out last night, he said, I just want you to know that your voice brings me so much peace. And I came here because I knew that it was going to make me feel better.
You don't like these with your tip jar?
He was very generous. I'm just like, I'm accepting dollars too. You know, my babies are hungry. No, but that right there, like, I don't even think about anything else.
Yeah.
Other than, I mean, of course.
I'm getting paid and I'm touching somebody.
I'm so grateful to be able to pay my bills singing. Like, that was my ultimate goal. I know it helps to get really specific, where it's not just like, I want to pay my bills. Like, to get more specific.
We talked about that a bunch too. How much money do I have to make every month? Which means how many gigs and how much do I have to make per gig? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's business.
I'm like, do I sell pot holders with my face on them? What am I going to do? I don't know why I always go back to pot holders. It seems like a good idea.
I think that is something that plagues people that maybe come from places that we have. You just feel this need to connect and touch people, but you don't know how to do it. And like the work part of it, it's that.
Like the uncomfortable stuff, like
the part that you have to do to get it done.
Right.
This is why so many. I don't want to. This will be cliche, and people might not like it, but this is why so many starving artists just smoke weed and never make it because they don't want to do that hard part. Like.
Right. Like, I'm not true to myself. Like, if you have to do things that suck, like
you look
emails, like, who wants to send emails?
Yeah, it's work. You look at guys like Bon Jovi or Billy Joel, and just names pop in my head that are guys that are known to be like workhorses, and like they may have like some stuff in their past that's cutthroat kind of. I think like Billy Joel like cut people out of his band and stuff that helped him, but to him it was like the mission and like where I'm going.
I'm focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It sounds sad, but
what's his name? Huey Lewis. He's got a great story. He had a scholarship, I think, to MIT. It might not have been MIT, but he had like a mathematics scholarship to a big prestigious school, and played the music. But he like the business part of it. He was very focused and specific on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is. I guess that's a part of it, to be balanced. I've had people say that to me before about. Just as far as like I was playing at Duke's a couple of weeks ago, and there were some musicians that were outside that I met the last time I played there, and they're like, man, like, how do you do this? Like, you play so much, and then
other people that
like, because like I have 5 gigs this weekend, and I'm super grateful for that.
In one weekend?
In one weekend, yeah.
Okay.
And so
but you also are not like going partying at those gigs. You show up.
Yeah, and that's a big deal, because that was something that changed things for me, is when I decided I wasn't going to drink when I was working, Because, I mean, you guys don't get drunk at work. I mean, it's a weird thing.
Right. You're there to
when I go into
seriously
a
get
venue
stuff done.
and I know the employees aren't allowed to drink on the job, but I can. If I want to get drunk, I can
Right.
totally do that. Like, that's completely acceptable. I mean, not to me, but I think that it's about balance. You know, I know
There
when
are times you'll have a cocktail or something.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I like tequila. You know, I like some
Yeah.
tequila. You know, like, might drink a little tequila. But in my younger years, when I was trying to do things, I can just think back on how I threw opportunities away or how I just was stuck for years because of alcohol or smoking weed. Not that I think those things are fine. They can be fine. I'm not trying to, like, judge.
It wasn't allowing you to be in the frame of mind where you were a professional, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. 100%. And the other thing, too, I feel like I'm, like, sounding all high and mighty, but I'm like, this is how I do it. This is what made me perfect, which I'm totally not at all. But
No, but you're doing what you want to do and you're happy doing it.
I'm so grateful
Yeah.
and so happy because, like I was saying about seeing a couple of musicians who were outside of Duke's and they were riding bikes and one of them said to me, she's like, the thing about you is that you are, like, willing to, like, talk to people and, like, be personable, where sometimes, like, she pointed to her friend, she's like, my guy over here, like, he doesn't want to talk to anybody or make eye contact. Like, I'm an artist and I'm just sitting in the corner and my art is angry and I only do sad, angry songs. And I'm like, I've totally been there. But it's hard to pay the bills like that. But I know, like, Lou Reed did it, but, you know, it's, like, next level.
Mm-hmm. And where's he?
Oh, yeah,
He's
totally.
gone. Rip Lou.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Was he always dark?
I
Said, "Hey,
can't.
babe,
I
take a
know,
walk
that's
on
what
the
I'm thinking of.
wild
I
side."
can't think of a time when he wasn't dark. Yeah, I don't want to say that that doesn't work for some people, but I guess
Yeah,
it
I mean, there's
depends
like Marilyn Manson people. There are people that do identify.
yeah, like a niche market.
Yeah, there's
You get
people
it.
that hate Drew.
How could you hate Drew?
They don't. No, there's
Okay.
people that hate this brand that we have that think that we're idiots. Cool, man. Your
There-
mom probably
yeah.
likes it.
Oh, dang. I know. I'm sensitive, and I'm like, if you hate me, please just don't let me know. I don't want to know about it.
Whatever.
I'm like,
you know,
screw
like
it.
yeah, it's.
I got a slight bit of hate a couple nights ago. Somebody wanted to tell me about somebody talking smack, and I was like, you could save it.
At a gig.
Yeah, it's not going to actually help me in any way.
What was
so
the
I'm
context
good.
of this? somebody that you know came
Yeah,
up to tell you a
somebody-
story?
Somebody that I know was talking to me about somebody else that we all know who was talking smack about me.
Like private life stuff.
Private like stuff. Which I don't, I mean, you're my brother. I don't want to gross you up. And I'm like, I actually take all that stuff for a compliment. Thank you very much. I'm laughing, but it's, I don't know.
So it's one of those things where the person felt like they were just coming to give you some dirt, and it's like,
Yeah.
you can
Like
take
we could
that
bond
dirt,
over it.
shove it up your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, totally.
And those are the kind of people, though, and this is kind of a gross generalization, but I think for the most part, people that I know that are super successful, best grocery store manager, best musician, best yoga instructor, best soldier, don't really have time for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we all sit around at the bar once in a while, or around the sawhorses at the end of the day at the construction site, or bagging up our shit, and you bust chops a
Yeah.
little bit. But people that, like, that's their mode of operation.
Right.
As soon as I hear people do that, and I used to do it, it's like, all right, you're dumb.
Right. Well, it's like we only have so much time in a day.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you going to spend it on?
Yeah.
Because if it's going there, then it can't go over here where you want it to be.
Yeah. And then you try to, like, politely, like, steer it away, and you're like, but wait, I've got
But
something
wait,
even
there's
more
more."
juicy and salacious to try to drag you into this. Go away.
Yeah.
Drew was reminding me to tie in. So we did a podcast with Grayson Tucker, his mom's Tanya Tucker, the multi-time Grammy winner. And, you know, it's interesting. Even, like, he's got connections to the best people in the music industry. I think
Yeah.
his mom was just recording with Brandi Carlile and
Nice. One of my faves.
Willie's son. What's Willie Nelson's son's name?
I saw him play with him, but I don't know what his son's name is.
Yeah, so, but he's still like, he's out grinding it out, writing songs, and I think everything we're talking about he'd agree with, but like the cool thing about, just because we're talking about him, he still is so grateful. Like,
It's huge.
I'm so happy, like, the one, that I had a mom, like, that, you know, I was introduced to all these people. Two, I enjoy the music scene, but that people give a shit to listen to the stuff I have to play and sing.
Yeah.
He's got
I
a
think
good attitude.
gratitude is huge.
Yeah.
It's, I don't want to say it's everything, but it's
a nice starting point.
Yeah. Because obviously, you have to have some other things going on besides just being grateful for what you have, but it completely changes the energy.
Yeah. It
Gratitude,
shifts your
totally.
focus from busting people's chops like you had done the other night. Could have just walked up and said, "Hey, it was great to see you. Hear you play. Pleasure to see in your older years you're still doing."
I know. Yeah, I know. It's funny. Yeah, like ageism in music is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I choose to
Ageism.
ageism. It's a
Ageism,
thing.
Yeah, I never heard of that
Yeah.
word.
I had somebody who is a kind of a prominent children's musician tell me, well, you've got a shelf life on your career, but since I'm a kids musician, I don't. And I just laughed so hard in her face. I'm like, that's funny. I choose not to believe that, but
What did she
you're
say
funny.
when you laughed?
She just kind of looked at me like, I feel like,
Like, you need to listen to what I just told you.
listen, you're almost done. I'm like, no, you don't know my plan. So when I'm about 70, I'm going to go with a whole new look. I'm gonna get all tatted up. Don't get grossed out. I'm going to get really big breast implants and shave a mohawk. So it's like a whole new Karen.
That's
all
what
right,
you're gonna
I
do?
may or may not do that, but it's
Drew's like, go on.
tell me more. So it's like I'm doing this thing now, and then like in the later years, it's a whole new Karen. How many 70-year-old like granny rockers do you get who are just like freshly tatted? It doesn't happen often. So I'm like, it's gonna be my niche
Thinking
market.
about like old female rockers, Stevie
Yeah.
Nicks and folks
Stevie
like
Nicks,
that.
like
What's Joanna?
Joan Jett.
Yeah, Joan Jett. What's that blues gal's name? Joanna. She's a amazing blues player and singer. Joanna. I can't think of it. We'll have to look that one up. She's great.
I don't know
Now I
who's
gotta
Joanna.
now I gotta look her up so that I don't. So that
You're like, is it Joanna or is it
no,
Diana?
It's Joanna.
Oh.
She's great. I've actually got some of her albums.
Yeah, I think because as a musician, especially, a singer, your instrument is your body. So if you keep everything in working order, especially doing yoga and breathing.
Johanna Connor.
Johanna Connor.
Yeah, she's freaking awesome.
How old is she?
Born 1962, so she's 56.
She's still rocking it.
Oh, she
Where is
freaking
she at?
tears it up. Here she is right now. Let's. This is her doing Little Wing.
Oh, I love it. She's a guitar player.
She's
Plays
a
guitar.
freaking. She rips it.
I like her.
Plays the Les Paul. Her voice
sweet.
is.
The Leslie?
Yeah, her voice is awesome too.
Ooh, I like her. Where is she?
She's all over. Let's.
She's got copyrighted music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Who else was I thinking of? Susan Tedeschi.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
old by any
No.
means.
I know. Well, I
Derek
mean, it's
Truck's
like-
wife.
Yeah. Right?
Tanya Tucker, we just talked about.
Isn't it Tanya?
Tanya.
Tanya.
Tanya, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. Tanya Tucker.
Deaf.
Yeah. You're like, it sounded like Tanya, but I was saying Tanya.
Tanya. Well, it's just my correct British-ish pronunciation. Tanya.
I get that. I
Yeah,
totally
that
get
was
that.
it. So, full circle. Now you've decided you no longer are chasing fame and fortune and everything that goes with it.
Yeah.
I thank you all.
I thank you all. No, I think that's a dead end,
It definitely doesn't make.
chasing fame, because then I think for me personally, chasing fame, that was me coming from a place of pain and a place of insecurity and a place of fear. So
It'll fill it if all these people recognize or acknowledge.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that, so like what you were saying about John Mayer, I mean, I don't know him personally, but it sounds like what he was saying was, I mean, that's a place of pain
Had
where
to love himself enough.
you get all these, this great feedback from people, and then one person, you know, I mean, as a human, yeah, it sucks to have people hate on you. I don't feel much hate.
It's a
I
good
mean,
thing.
yeah. I mean, I know that people will say, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. It doesn't matter.
People will say, it's funny when people, we see it, and by the way, I'm drinking a lot because I'm trying to hydrate today. We see people, and after several years of looking at commenters, comments, I realize a lot of times people that say hateful and stupid shit just want to be heard. And they just don't know,
Yeah.
like maybe they're scared to say something nice, like for men, because it makes them sound like not manly.
Yeah.
And like somebody just yesterday wrote something and I responded to them kindly but firmly. And the guy was like, "You're an idiot. It was a joke." Well, it wasn't a joke because you wrote it. It wasn't at all a joke. But now because I said something back to you that kind of made you look stupid, and that wasn't my intention, but now it was like, so I just wrote, well, it wasn't a very good one. You know, like, that's it. But in reality, it's a young dude just wanting to be heard, and they don't know
Right.
how. So it's
Right.
like, you're stupid.
Right. And I think a lot of times, you know, I think that as humans, if we're in a place where we're not balanced or healthy, you might project something onto somebody else and, you know, hate on somebody for what they're doing when really all you really want is to do that thing that they're doing so badly. But all the person can feel is anger that they're not doing it. I don't know. It used to be really hard for me in my younger years to watch live performances of other musicians because not that I wouldn't do it, I would, but it would just make me so sad and scared I'll never get this in my life, and just so sad that I didn't have it in my life. And so I think about that a lot. If somebody is projecting something, maybe they're just scared and sad that they don't have it and they want it so bad,
Yeah.
you know?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think you should play us something.
That sounds
Tell
good.
the story of that guitar. I remember seeing that at the store.
I dropped my pick.
We'll get it.
Okay.
It's back
This
here.
guitar, actually, you called me and said, "You have got to come to the Players Bench and check out this guitar. It's the most beautiful color."
It's kind of it's aged into like a
Yeah.
almost a rosé now. It used to
Yeah.
be more purple.
And I named her. Her name's Rosa.
Is it Rosa?
Oh yeah, her name's Rosa. And I remember I was waiting tables at the time, and I put it on. I put it on credit, paid it off over like a year and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
she's good.
sweet Alvarez.
She's good. I like her.
Here, I'll take the guitar.
Okay.
It's right there. It's right.
It's blending in with the carpet.
It's behind your chair, between the baseboard and the base
Oh,
of the
I
chair.
see. It's all gray down there.
Did you change the electronics?
I did.
Yeah. They went out after 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna play?
They lasted about 18 years. I don't know. It depends. What are the copyright laws like? Can we? Should we do original onlys?
Do one of your own songs. What is a copyright law if somebody's singing the song?
That's a copyright.
Yeah,
The
we would
singer.
probably need to.
No. If she sings, like if Drew wrote a song and it's copyrighted, but she sang it, does that infringe on copyright laws?
We would probably need to
Maybe.
pay money to
What we're worried about is a
ASCAP
Google robot.
or
So
BMI.
it can't sound like something right off a CD, you know? Or like off the radio.
I'll play one of my songs.
Yeah.
You want to play a little harmonica with me?
What's the
Something
song?
in the key of E. If I Were Perfect, I'd Be Dead.
I remember that song. That's a good song. Let me see.
You could take the solos.
I don't know. I don't even know if I can remember how to play that song.
Really? We'll see what happens. You totally got this. And the band starts out. I wouldn't say it's okay to drown your sorrow. I'll never know just where to go until I'm dead. Yeah, you call me fire, you're saying time, I'll walk around this. Oh yeah.
like that. I liked your
Yeah.
song. I don't know if I like the harmonica playing with it, but
Oh.
but that's okay. That's why we have an editor.
I'm like, we could do a different song.
Edit out the harmonica. It's been a long time since I heard you play that.
I thought it was good. Do you like my, I don't like to play, too many sad songs, but I like to play real songs, you know?
What do you got, a sad
You
song?
remember that song I wrote when I first got back here called Next Time?
Oh yeah, do it up. Is that a sad song? It's kind of sad. Do it up.
Okay. We had our own separate lives. You had your work and I had mine. Too little, too late, you said. Time and again. The California dream turned to Cali dust. I believed in me, I just didn't believe in us. Pain tells me I'm alive, and I'm grateful, and I'll try to use the pain to break me open wide. I'll use the truth for making plans next time. Fantasy that never was, the good times we lost. I held on to them too long, but now I sing the real song. Is it noble to never leave? Is it love to never see? When the price of staying is too high a cost. Yeah, I'm broken, but I'm not lost. I'll use the pain to break me open wide. I'll use the truth for making plans next time. Oh, making plans next time. Had our own separate lives. You had your shit, I had mine. I cried for the family lost. The price of staying was too high a cost. I'll use the pain to break me open wide. I'll use the truth for making plans next time. Use the pain to break me open wide. I'll use the truth for making plans next time. Oh, making plans next time.
You know what song you should play? That was awesome, by the way,
Like-
because there's no way any algorithm will pick it up as the one you started playing in the hallway.
In the hallway? Oh, okay.
I don't want to say the name.
No names will be
I don't want to
said.
say the name.
Are you gonna play it with me, y'all?
No, that's not for me.
No, this is the one though.
Wait, which one were you playing?
You know, the one we used to play when we were kids.
No, that wasn't the one that you were playing that I was telling you to play.
Let's see, which was I playing in the hallway? I'll read lips. Oh. 2, 3, 4. If you're having trouble with a high cheap, all the dirty deeds and the done dirty cheap. Dirty deeds and the done dirty cheap. Got a problem in your life of love. You got a broken heart. So double dealing with your best friend now. That's when the teardrops start. Pick up the phone, now I'm always home. It's time you made a stand. Come right in, forget about him. We'll have ourselves a ball. Dirty deeds, done the cheap. All dirty deeds, done the cheap. Dirty deeds, done the cheap. Now dirty deeds and the done the cheap. Dirty deeds and the done the cheap. Got a lady and you wanna go, but you ain't got the guts. She keeps nagging at you night and day now, enough to drive you nuts. But now, I don't know, sometimes I screw up the words. Well, we're free, I'm happy to be now your backdoor man. Who dirty deeds, done the cheap. All dirty deeds, done the cheap. Dirty deeds, done the cheap. All dirty deeds and the done the cheap. Dirty deeds, done the cheap. All dirty deeds, done the cheap. I and again. Can we edit that shit out of there?
You're talking right now to that camera that's live.
Shit up. This is live. It's live now,
No, it's
people.
not.
Oh, he always says that.
Yeah, he says that.
You're live. Now this can never be erased forever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What's your favorite song to sing when you're out gigging?
Favorite song?
What song gets the most reaction from people when you're at like doing a gig?
You know, I've heard that this song is the new Freebird. People really like Wagon Wheel a lot. People like
Oh,
to
really?
sing.
From is that Darius Rucker?
Well, actually, Darius Rucker did make it very famous.
Oh.
But it was Old Crow Medicine Show.
Oh.
So like Bob Dylan wrote the Wagon Wheel part, and then Old Crow Medicine Show years later wrote the verses, and then Darius Rucker really like made it famous. I like doing that one a lot. I also like to do Blue Suede Shoes.
Do Blue Suede Shoes.
You want to play it?
What key you in?
A?
A. I think we played this the other night on the deck.
I think we did. Well, it's a one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready, now go cat, don't you step on the blue suede shoe. Oh, you wanna hang on, lay on them shoes, knock me down, step in my face, sign the name all over, baby, do anything you wanna do. Well, baby, lay on my shoes, love you. Oh, step on my blue suede shoes. Do anything, lay on them shoes. But my house, in my car, take my leg from an open jar. Anything you want to do, yeah. Well, baby, lay on my shoes, love you. Get on my blue suede shoes. Oh, do anything, lay on them shoes. Do suede shoes. Do suede shoes, baby. Yeah, sweet
That sounded
ending.
alright. That sounded alright.
Sweet ending, dude. Yeah, I like playing blues with you.
You enjoyed playing that one live. I've heard you do that one before.
Yeah,
People
I
are
like
always
that.
just like, all right. All right.
I also like doing, I was playing at a casino and somebody asked me to learn Four Non Blondes, What's Up?
Oh, are you freaking kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding
I have
you.
the best story for that. So we did a class in Clearmont, Florida a few years ago. And like 20 of the guys were all out at this like sports bar. And it's all like dudes trying to like watch sports. And somehow Four Non Blondes comes on over the thing. And so I start... And this
Feels
dude
good, don't
that
it?
was with us, all of a sudden stands up on the picnic bench, and his
like
voice is amazing. I've got it on video. I put it on Instagram a couple years ago, and he starts belting out the chorus, and everybody in the whole place is just like, what the hell? So now to this day, like every 3 or 4 months, like one of us will hear it on the radio, and we'll record ourselves singing like the annoying part, and we send it to the other. It's hilarious.
I'm like, maybe it is annoying, but I don't care. People
It's
like
not.
it.
It's a great song.
Freaking
but-
love it.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I love that. I love,
Sharon doesn't like it.
oh.
No, so I belt that one out a lot. And I try.
Oh my God, do I try? Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one, man. I also like doing Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, that's a great one.
That one feels pretty good. It's a good sing-along song. People like that. I really love doing songs that feel really good.
Like
I know that
cocaine.
sounds so cliche.
Like cocaine and vodka.
Well,
That's a joke.
without the come down,
Yeah.
you know?
That was a joke. What's your favorite song of your own to play?
My favorite song of my own to play, I think that changes a lot.
Oh, like
It always changes.
Yeah.
Like whatever
On
like
your
feels
mood.
like fresh, you know? It's like it's like your favorite pair of shoes might change. And
As
if
soon as
I
they get stanky.
exactly. This song's starting to smell a little bit. I wrote a song called Growing Pains. I like that one a lot. You know?
Do I know that one?
I don't know if you have ever heard that before. It was, I don't know, maybe a year ago I wrote it. When I started to go into like the change process. I don't know if you heard of the book The Artist's Way.
I have. I haven't read
And
it.
I went through the process of doing the work in the artist's way, and I wrote this song during that period of time. And
Well, let's
know.
hear it.
yeah, I'm like, we could talk about it. Let's see. How does it start?
I don't know. It's your song.
I'm like, how's it start? Wait. Why do I try always the same thing? That's never gonna do. Why do I try always the same thing? That'll never bring me what I want. It's just a habit of proving the pathway, and I'll keep doing it. I gotta sing this song.
You
Why
got it.
do I try always the same thing?
Start over.
That'll never bring me what I want.
Start over.
I will.
Just try to sort it out.
There it is. Okay. Starting over in 3, 2, 1. Why do I try always the same thing? That'll never bring me what I want. It's just a habit of proving the pathway, and I'll keep doing it until I stop. It's okay if it gets uncomfortable. Oh, you make that change. It's okay if it gets uncomfortable. Oh, it's just a growing pain. Don't that out, don't that out, don't that out. Oh yeah, my body lets me know about what feels good. I keep going back there, I can sing that old tune or still hard right. Find my own way, dig a new grave, bury that old shit, yeah. It's okay if it gets uncomfortable when you make that change. It's okay if it gets uncomfortable. Oh, it's just a growing pain.
old shit, then go dig a new grave?
Dig a new grave and bury that old shit, hey. Yeah.
I like it.
I like that line. It feels pretty good, you know? I think sometimes we just try and do the same shit over and over again. It's like, it never feels good.
What were you thinking about when you wrote that line?
I was thinking about getting a divorce.
Oh.
Yeah, keeping it real. I was thinking about, you know, sometimes, you know, like in my life, I'll be in a situation, it's not changing. You're like, but I want it to be like this. It's like, sometimes you gotta just bury the shit.
And she's talking metaphorically, not physically burying a person.
Definitely am not gonna bury a person. For the record, I would never do such a thing. I know. Disclaimer, that is a metaphor.
I think it's also must be caveated on the fact that you're saying, because I've watched you do it, that you tried and did everything.
My God, did I try.
Yeah. Oh my God, did I try?
I tried all the time in the institution. Since I felt like it, I was in an institution. I'm like, you know what? Let's bury that old shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes you got to.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes you got to. I mean, that's why I like the old saying, bury the hatchet.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to just...
Well, it's just like, yeah, I mean, I guess like a friend said to me not too long ago, she's like, it's just a choice. You can do both. You could do that and feel like crap every day, or you could try that and you might feel pretty good after you get past the pain of the change because it's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. It's a good song. People like that one when you play it?
You know, it's funny, I haven't played that one in a while.
Oh.
But yeah, people do. I like it when I play one of my songs, and usually I'll tell people either before or after that it was my song, and sometimes I don't. And sometimes people will say, that song, like, that's familiar, but I don't know, like, what song was that? It's like, well, then it must not suck, you know? If you felt like, I've heard that before. And there's that, like, insecurity coming in, like, does it suck? Is it okay? Oh, my God. But you just got to do it anyway. Just keep putting it out there. Keep putting it out there.
I think you should do two things. One, everybody that comes here, I got that. Sign your name, put the date on there, anywhere you want. And then end this bitch with Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. And Drew can...
I'm like, should I dismantle the T?
Do whatever you want. Never told anybody where to write it.
I'm like, I just
See, it's
feel-
interesting though watching. Go ahead, I'll let you before I say anything. It's interesting watching where and how different people have signed that. Some of them don't, like, it's off to the edge and like little tiny. Did you put the date on there? It's 6/14/19. And then you go right to the middle.
I'm like, a second of 11 kids. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm a butterfly.
I was caterpillar, but now I'm butterfly.
How do people find you?
On Instagram and Facebook at Karen Shook Music, Karen Shook, spelled all shook up.
Yeah, she changed the spelling because she thinks she's being cute.
Well, there was a real reason.
We'll
why I
definitely
did that.
tag the stuff in here so you guys can find her. If you're in the United States, she does travel as far away as the coast to play gigs. It does cost money, but you could connect with her and set that up. We'll leave with her singing this tune, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode of The Higher Line. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe, hit the little bell button so that you get notifications when we post up more videos. Send Drew an email, tell him how much you love him, to training@CarryTrainer.com. He loves hearing it because we do love him, and we appreciate your time with us today.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Super awesome.
Yeah. Do it.
2, 3, 4. Just over.
Way to clap, Drew. Proud of you.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
I'm proud of
Nice
you.
stuff. Nice
Thank you.
stuff. Visit our website, CarryTrainer.com, for information about classes held throughout the U.S., CarryTrainer apparel, and upcoming projects. You can also email us at training@CarryTrainer.com for information about setting up your own private course or speaking engagement. Training@CarryTrainer.com or CarryTrainer.com.